What is up, everybody? Welcome back to TNK. Taylor here, and today we're going to be doing a comparison video between an MSI 970, two of these in SLI, versus a new MSI RTX 2070. So let's see how these two items stack up against each other and see if the GTX 970 is worth anything here in 2019. So for today's video, we've got two MSI 970s, 4 gig models, not overclocked, not anything special, just the red armor editions. They're the ones that have the 3 different speed modes. We'll get to that here in a second. And then we've got the MSI RTX 27 8 gig gaming armor, I think is what the name is. We'll put it somewhere in the here in the video. But it's the 8 gig model versus two 4 gig models from, I believe, 2015, 2016, whenever the 900 series came out. So we're gonna throw them against each other with some 3D Mark tests, such as, you know, Firestrike Extreme, Firestrike Ultra, and we're gonna use Time Spy Extreme. Those are the ones that I have, so we'll throw the cards at those. Then we're gonna look at a couple results from some, you know, fairly recent games, Apex, Fortnite, those kind of games, what people are playing, and see how the FPS stacks up. Now, before we get to the bar graphs, I want to apologize for their mediocre presentation. I've never made a bar graph before, definitely never put it into a video, so go easy on me. But if you want to, leave a couple comments in the comment section below of how I can, you know, work on them a little better using Illustrator, and that's a pain when you don't know how to use Illustrator. So if you guys know a better way, I'd love to hear it. So looking at the results, I don't think anyone's surprised that the RTX 2070 is faster than cards from 2 generations previous to it. The 970 was replaced by the 1070, and subsequently the 1070 was replaced by the 2070 every generation. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that a 2070 is faster than a 970. Now, the benefit of 3D Mark with SLI is 3D Mark likes SLI. It uses that extra processing power, it uses that extra, you know, memory, and it's going to give you a higher result versus using a single card. Where SLI comes back to bite you in the butt is when you're doing gaming, and if you're buying graphics cards, usually most people are gaming. So games like Overwatch don't even use SLI. You're only getting the performance from one card. So buying that extra card's a moot point. But from the results, you can see how it works out. The 2070 is faster than two 970s, but marginally. It's not a, you know, night and day difference. It's not 100% faster. It's, you know, in some areas you've got good performance. In other areas you're looking at, you know, a 30-40% increase, which is still significant. But is it worth it when you're already getting over 60 frames per second? That's going to be a question for you to ask yourself. Now, to dive into these cards a little bit more, we're going to look at one 970, we're going to look at one 2070, okay? We're going to compare the specs. So the 2070 is GDDR6 memory, whereas the 970 is GDDR5 memory. Both of them are 256-bit. However, when you're running 1440p and 4K, an extra SLI, extra card in SLI really comes back to help with that extra performance. That's where you see the biggest increase, is not in 1080 gaming, when you get into those higher resolutions. Now, one thing to note with the 2070 is that with 2070s, they kind of took the place of the 1060 in this line. Not so much that they still have a 2060, but in terms of SLI, with a 2070 and a 2060, you cannot have 2 cards running at the same time. It's just not going to happen. In order to do that, you have to get the 2080. They removed the link altogether. You can't even plug in the adapter anymore. So keep that in mind if you're looking at a 2070. Now, I don't really necessarily recommend jumping up to a 2080 if you're doing 1080p gaming or really even 1440p. A 2070 is going to be more than enough for you, as long as you're not trying to do ray tracing at, you know, ultra settings or anything like that. So guys, this has just been a quick little comparison video. I had two 970s in SLI, and I finally broke down and bought a 2070. And I figured, you know what, might be able to show a quick comparison of this. I wish I had more games, wish I had more testing methods, but I'm relatively new to this, and hopefully I can figure it out. If you guys have any awesome suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. If you guys liked the video, please like the video. Press the like button. go ahead and subscribe if you want to stay, up to date with content. I'm definitely trying to roll out some content, more frequently at this point. Really trying to find my groove in the YouTube space. But let me know in the comments below, guys, if you think a 970 is still worth it today. Personally, I think so. And if you have a single 970 and you want to go on eBay and pick one up for $100 used to throw another one into your rig and run SLI, I think that's, at this point, that's a pretty good bargain. You're really not going to be out of the pocket too much for a $100 used graphics card, and you are going to see a performance increase. And I mean, you're knocking on 1080 doors anyways. So guys, I appreciate you guys watching and stopping by. You all have a good one.